Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax and Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
Classic Rock, it's 5:52, and Van Halen with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be, and I'll tell you in just 1 second, sunny today with a high of 30. It is 2 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
You know, he said he'd never been to heaven, but he'd been to Oklahoma. And now he's been both. Chuck Negron, founding member of Three Dog Night, passed away at the age of 83 at his home in California. Negron battled chronic obstructive pulmonary disease for nearly 30 years and continued to tour until the pandemic. Danny Hutton, who was estranged from Negron for decades before reuniting in 2025, shared the news of his passing and reflected on their time together in the band. Fans and friends paid tribute to Negron, remembering him as a phenomenal singer and a key figure in the success of Three Dog Night.
Maybe one of the funniest interviews we've ever done.
I absolutely agree with that. Yeah.
For those of you who don't recall, John and I spoke to him years ago. He had written a book, and he recounted a story where he had done so much cocaine one night, his scrotum exploded. Now, I don't know how that's possible, but according to him, it was true.
Well, what does it usually take for your scrotum to explode?
A lot more than that.
So he is now no longer with us, and I'll be listening to Three Dog Night songs all day long today.
It's a good choice, actually.
Yeah. Actually, they're a great band. Were a great band.
They were.
Police say they believe Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie, was taken from her home against her will before her family reported her missing from her Arizona residence the following day.
This is a crazy story.
Yeah, Nancy was seen last night was last seen on the night of January 31st at her home outside of Tucson and was reported missing at noon on February 1st by her family. Nancy Guthrie's home is being considered a crime scene. The sheriffs told the reporters, adding that aspects of the scene, quote, were concerning. Speaking to Tom Lamas on NBC Nightly News on February 2nd, Nano said, "We believe she was taken out of the home against her will, and that's how this investigation is moving. I can't think of the last time we're in the middle of the night in someone's bed and an 84-year-old woman disappeared on us," according to the sheriff. Law enforcement officials also told NBC News they believe Nancy Guthrie was harmed when she was taken from the home. Nancy does not have cognitive issues, Nano said at the press conference, but has physical challenges and is in need of medication that can be fatal if not received within 24 hours. But there's no inkling to who did this, why did somebody would do this.
Actually, I'm hopefully you'll find out that information soon enough. I'm kind of interested in why they think it's a crime scene. What was it about her place that said this was a crime scene? Kind of curious about what they saw.
Well, she doesn't have her cell phone with her. Authorities are in possession of Nancy's cell phone. She lives alone and had house staff, some of whom have been in touch with law enforcement. Police don't know if Nancy was targeted because she's Savannah's mother and are not aware of threats aimed at Savannah after speaking with her. Nanos added that he does not believe the public is in any danger. Nanos said multiple teams responded to the scene, including homicide detectives. Foul play cannot be ruled out. What is she being threatened with, though? I didn't see that.
I don't know.
Savannah has often described her close relationship with her mother. Yeah, it doesn't say why she was being threatened or what. I don't know. Let's see. There was a couple other things here. Bad Bunny was recently seen wearing a ring at the 2026 Grammys.
Oh, my gosh.
Leading to speculation about possible engagement with someone.
Why did you not lead with this story?
Well, because Chuck Negron was more important.
Oh, yeah.
However, a report clarified that the ring was a fashion statement and not related to any personal relationship. The Puerto Rican rapper is currently not dating anyone, debunking the engagement rumors during his acceptance speech at the awards. Bad Bunny also took a moment to protest ICE and spread a message of love and unity. But he's not getting married.
He's got too much on his mind getting ready for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
And all this ice stuff.
Donna Kelce, mother of Travis Kelce, responded to a fan comment on social media expressing gratitude for both Taylor Swift and her daughter-in-law, Kylie Kelce. The comment was made in response to a video of Kylie's appearance on Today, where she discussed various topics, including Donna's involvement in the reality series The Traitors. Donna thanked the fan for their kind words and praised her children for befriending the best of society. Kylie, in an interview with People, revealed that Donna kept details about her role in The Traitors a secret, adding to the anticipation of watching the show. When asked about Travis and Swift's rumored wedding, Kylie remained coy, but expressed excitement for the upcoming celebration. The couple is reportedly set to tie the knot on June 13th, her favorite number, on 2026. All right.
Okay.
Can't wait for that. Did you? I just recently finished this show on Netflix called Adolescence. Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
You gotta watch it.
Adolescence?
Yeah, it's very addicting, and it's intense because it's about a kid who's accused of murdering somebody.
Yeah.
But all the camera, there's only 4 episodes, and all the camera work is like you're in the perspective of whatever character that is. It is one of the wildest things, and you start feeling anxiety for every character that it changes to throughout the series.
Well, I gotta tell you, I could really add more anxiety into my life.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of people like that kind of thing.
Yeah. What's not to like about it?
They like crime films.
Sure.
Things like that. I highly recommend it.
I'll make that a note.
Yes. Let's see. Kelly Clarkson, 14-year-old Enola Toyao, inspired by the bravery of firefighters during the LA wildfires, wrote a letter to Hollywood Chamber of Commerce suggesting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for them. The committee agreed, and why does it mention a celebrity like Kelly Clarkson and then has nothing to do with Kelly Clarkson in the story? She's not even mentioned in there.
Well, that doesn't even seem like a story.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's so stupid.
I'll tell you what, to make up for it tomorrow, nothing but Kelly Clarkson stories.
How about we make up for it right now and we talk about Conway West, who said in a leaked voice memo that he deeply regrets ever getting Kim Kardashian pregnant, calling it the worst load he ever, released.
Well, I'm sure Kim must have had something to say.
Oh my God, the last time a man had that much regret in me was when Ray J shot a gooey regret missile straight into the sin cave and turned that cervix into a haunted slip and slide in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that done and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but I did once plow her bean barn so hard she beefed out a foghorn. I stir-fried the meat cannon.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I plopped my pork piston into the shame sleeve until it sounded like a flan fight in a janitor's closet.
There you go.
And when we were done, she said, "Did you just baptize my spleen?" The romantic words of your mother. And that is your Hollywood Trash from Rock 102.
Springfield's Classic.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 6:14 and Journey with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
It is going to be sunny today with a high of 30. It is 2 right now in down. This cold is just, I'm done with this. We need to skip February and March and go right to April.
Yeah, if only we had that option. And you know what? That groundhog is no help.
That groundhog sucks.
Joe Bonamassa tickets. If you haven't seen Joe Bonamassa before, great guitar player coming to Symphony Hall on March 4th. We will have tickets to give away a little bit later on this morning. Don't miss out.
I got a chance to go see our new studios yesterday.
And
our studios aren't done yet, but the office is there. So thank God we don't have to look at the salespeople for at least a month before we go back over there. I mean, you'll see them like flying in here like flies on a pile of dung. But
it's weird because like last week was kind of like a moving day.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was like Thursday, Friday. I think it was Friday. I don't remember what day. Anyway, they removed a bunch of stuff like the conference table. That's gone. the front desk. Like if you came to the station to pick up a prize, and you saw that front desk that's been sitting out there for like a dozen years,
Yeah.
and what you see now is like a card table with a tablecloth on it.
Well, it looks like you're picking up raffle prizes from the Jack and Jill.
It looks like, you know what it does? It looks like a trade show is about to happen, and then we should have like a bunch of brochures and maybe like a pencil sharpener with our logo on it.
Or a bingo hopper where we can play bingo with that table.
It looks like we should have like a big giant bowl of business cards to pick from.
But I went over there yesterday, and then one of the bosses was showing me around. He's all proud of what's going on. And
Sure.
Thank God we're getting you out of that moldy building.
Yeah, they're doing it for us.
Yeah, and so then like there was a guy working in there, right? And I just stood there in the hallway, go, nah, this is all wrong. All of this wrong. I don't think the guy spoke English though, so I guess he didn't understand what I was saying. But I was just trying to be like the boss, like the site boss.
Yeah, that's
this
good.
This needs to go over here, and this needs to go over here,
Yeah, I'm sure that didn't annoy anybody, especially someone who's being paid to put it all together.
Yeah.
Hey,
right,
listen.
What are you going to do, right?
31 years, because that'll be my anniversary in March. My hire date was in March of 1995.
Yeah.
31 years ago, I walked up to this building for the very first time to interview for the job. I mean, the job was kind of mine anyway, but I mean, I needed to meet the boss and meet some of the other folks around the building.
Did you meet the new boss?
Same as the old boss.
Yeah, I figured.
As I got out of my car in the parking lot, I looked at the front of the building, and I said to myself, is the radio station behind whatever the hell that is?
Yeah, well.
And it hasn't changed in 31 years.
No, it's changed. Didn't they add like a couple of trailers on the
Yes,
side?
they did, and those were only supposed to last 10 years. They've lasted 20. So
25, actually.
25.
Yeah.
I stand corrected, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, it's sometimes you just got to move. You pull up the stakes and find somewhere else to go. It's healthy sometimes to move to a new building, I think. And I haven't moved to a new building in an awful long period of time, but I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a bunch of my stuff in my office in boxes, preparing myself to move stuff to the house between the day we leave here and the day we actually start. So temporarily, stuff's going to be in my house, and then I'll deliver stuff to the new office because I got a lot of space to fill.
Yeah, unnecessary space.
I don't know, Steve. A man's got to spread out.
The office is too big. Like we got this giant office with this desk that is just this monstrosity in the middle of the room. It's like, does anybody listen to anybody around here about what we need versus what we want?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, exactly.
Well, no one conferred with me about the size of the office or what we need, but listen, I do work in there. I get stuff done.
You do, but you only need a small space. We don't need that big of a space.
Oh no! I need extra chairs.
Yeah.
I
don't
couch.
even need the office.
You
can have that all to yourself. I'm going to be working in the studios anyway, like I normally do. I don't need any of that.
I'm going to need quite a lot. I have a lot of thoughts to what I want to do.
I don't think you do either.
I'm going to put a hot tub in there, maybe a dry bar, maybe.
Well, you can't do
maybe
any
a pool table.
You can't do any nefarious stuff. You need windows on the. I just found out that was a company policy yesterday. We need windows on the doors of every office. It's like one of these like HR things. So there's no funny business going on behind closed doors. And I'm like,
who's doing funny business behind closed doors?
I guess there are maybe you know what? There's always somebody who did something like that in order to create a policy. So somewhere somebody in this company must have had some sort of incident where now all we need now every office has to have a window in it. Like,
well, then
so you can see inside from the hallway.
Well, how am I supposed to enjoy the hot tub?
You're not going to enjoy the hot tub.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to just get down into my basic drawers and jump in there.
Well, you're going to bring a bathing suit with
Can
you.
I put a shade in the window?
You cannot. The window has to be open.
Venetian blinds?
Nope. You can't do any of that stuff.
Roman shade?
What is that?
It lifts up and down. Usually there's like fabric and it folds a little bit.
I don't know. I don't like the Romans. So,
Well, I mean, I don't know what kind of window we have. I haven't really paid much attention to the doors.
the door, they're all glass door. Everything's a glass door. Yeah.
Boy, that's going to eliminate all my privacy.
Yeah. But now we're going to have people looking in at you.
Foosball. How do you feel about foosball? Put a foosball table in there. You and I can hang out.
You're going to hate that within days because now you have the luxury of being in the back of the building where nobody really is back there. You might have Alex, seeing you when you walk by the door, but now everybody's going to see you because we're going to be right in the middle of commerce happening in front of our eyes.
Can I seal the door with
you can't do
anything?
No, it's against HR rules. Have you not been paying attention to what I've been saying?
I'm understanding what you're saying. I've never seen the policies that require open, glass windows on the doors.
Well,
I haven't read the employee handbook in about 15 years, but still.
Maybe you should study that and get yourself caught up on all the rules and how it's like in a real office.
I would do that, but right now it's sitting under one of the legs of my desk to keep it straight and balanced. So I can't read it.
Well, listeners are starting next Tuesday. Listeners are going to be headed there.
Yes,
to
that's
pick up
right.
Prizes.
So if you win a prize, we'll see you next Tuesday.
We're going to have to get you. We're going to have to get you the address, which I don't even know. I know it's like in the bougie town next door.
It's 167 Dwight Road in Longmeadow.
And frankly, it's about time we leave this dumpy East Longmeadow and go to the Golden Side where the yellow brick road is paved with gold.
I sure hope they transform this building into a bank. That's what East Longmeadow desperately needs.
Well, a bank or a criminal processing facility for the East Longmeadow Police. God knows we've had our fair share of convicts come through here.
Oh, there's no question about it. And I'm sure the police really wouldn't mind stretching out on that protocol.
Well, I don't think they'd last long because they'd be like, "Wow, look at this torture cell you opened up with all this mold down there. It's beautiful. It's not that beautiful."
It's 6:23 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. 6:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam, we'll have the full forecast for you.
This week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest is author Gina Waggett, written the book called Scatman John, The Remarkable Story of the World's Unlikeliest Pop Star. It's a hell of a story about a guy, John Larkin, who had a debilitating stutter throughout his entire life, but then wound up having a number one hit all across the world. And it's an amazing story, and you can hear it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app, all brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Chicopee. And Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
I listened to it yesterday. It was very good.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing story. And actually, the book is fantastic. She's a hell of a writer. So really worth checking out. If not the book, at least the podcast. Really interesting stuff.
I heard scat, and I thought it was something completely different. But it was still interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
Wasn't what I was.
Scat. No, not at all.
It wasn't what I prepared myself for. I was a little disappointed in that end, but overall, it's a great story.
You have to listen to a different podcast, not that one.
Yeah. You want to laugh?
Sure.
Let's do it.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
On Rock 102.
I make you laugh.
Springfield's classic rock.
Guy named Dave.
Dave.
There's always a guy named Dave. Was a keen duck hunter, and he'd been looking to buy a new bird dog for quite some time.
Uh-huh.
Dave's search ended when he found an amazing dog that could actually walk on water to retrieve a duck. Now, naturally, Dave was pleased with his discovery, but he was sure that his friends wouldn't believe he found a dog that could walk on water. So he decided to break the news to his friend Paul, a pessimist who was rarely impressed by anything. Hoping for once he might actually impress Paul, Dave invited him on a hunting trip to experience the dog firsthand. However, Dave didn't mention the dog's special talent as he wanted Paul to see it for himself, right?
Uh-huh.
So arriving in the woods, the two men and the dog found a suitable spot by the lake and waited for some ducks to appear, and it wasn't long before some ducks flew overhead. Both men fired their shotguns, and a duck fell from the sky and landed on the lake. The dog responded by walking across the water without sinking and retrieving the duck. Apart from the soles of its feet, the dog didn't get wet at all. Right?
Okay.
This continued throughout the day, and each time a duck fell, the dog retrieved it by walking across the water without getting wet. Determined to remain unimpressed, Paul observed everything, and he didn't say a word. On the drive home, Dave couldn't resist any longer and said to Paul, "Did you notice anything unusual about my new dog, Paul?" And he goes, "Yeah, I did. Can't swim." You see? He's walking on the water, but he's a pessimist, so he's saying, "Oh man, that was well worth the wait."
It's totally
well
worth the
wait.
wait. 6:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Gary Rome Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-on bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRomeHyundai.com/family. His local radio icon, Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. 2 women were arrested in Holyoke on numerous firearm and drug charges following a months-long investigation by Springfield police. According to the Springfield Police Department, the FIU.
Hey.
FIU, too, has been investigating 25-year-old Angelique Tiwari for several months in connection with illegal possession of firearms and narcotics. During the investigation, detectives were granted a search warrant for the residence located at 44 Pearl Street in Holyoke. Holyoke Police Chief Brian Keenan stated that at approximately 10:15 a.m. on Friday, members of the Holyoke Police Narcotics Bureau and members of the FIU executed the warrant. Detectives located Tiwari as well as 22-year-old Alaya Dansero of Holyoke. During the search, police located a girl's gun loaded with 15 rounds of ammunition, a high-capacity firearm magazine. Which magazine? Field and Stream?
Cat Fancy.
Boys Life.
Yeah, Boys Life. I don't think these two ladies are into Boys Life.
With 31 rounds of ammunition and a firearm magazine loaded with 10 rounds of ammunition. They also discovered 455 bags of suspected heroin and fentanyl, 5 bags of marijuana, and nearly $500 in cash.
You know, I'm looking at the picture of the haul they have now. I don't know much about the drug trade, but there's 5 packages here that look like candy.
Yeah, but they're not.
But they're not candy. One looks like a Starburst. One looks like a Sweet Tart, but instead it says Sweet Tars.
Sweet Tarts.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess there's narcotics inside those things.
Well, there could be. But if you're going to distribute narcotics, at least do it in a fancy package that kids would be attracted to.
I have to tell you, the packaging really does seem child-friendly.
Yes, it does.
If I were a kid, I'd say, "Ooh, look, Sweet Tars."
Sweet Tars. Well, you got to market. You got to know who you're marketing to when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they know the folks of that area of Holyoke love their Sweet Tars.
I don't see any mug shots yet, but I gotta believe these two ladies have got a real.
You know what?
What?
They're too hot for mug shots. That's why they didn't put them up.
Too hot for shots.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
The city of East Hampton is continuing snow removal efforts this week after more than 15 inches of snow covered the area. Crews are working to remove large snowbanks piled along local streets to clear paths for drivers and pedestrians. To facilitate the cleanup, officials implemented a parking ban on Monday for side streets located between Everett and Clark Street. The ban, which ran from 7 to 5 p.m., was designed to help plows navigate through neighborhoods more efficiently a week after the initial storm. I was driving down Belmont Avenue this morning. The piles of snow that people are still stuck in. And then I'm watching a video out of New York City. Like, we're lucky we kind of live here because in New York City, there are cars that are still buried from 2 weeks ago in the snow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's just like there's nowhere to put it. When you have that much, the sidewalks are already small enough to begin with.
Yeah.
But then there's no place to put mounds of snow like that.
That's one of the problems about living in the city is that, you can't, there's parking bans in place. And if you don't move your car, this is what happens to your car. It either gets towed or it's encased in ice. And, after this cold wave we've had, all that nice fluffy snow is all compacted ice. Good luck trying to dig out your car now.
I know.
Forget about it. You should have done it when it was coming down.
And, of course, they did people on the street interviews. Alexis Ali of East Hampton. I did snowshoeing the first day so I could get around. I'm from Minnesota, so being in freezing cold temperatures is really normal for me. So it kind of feels like I'm back home.
Why does she sound like Pepe Le Pew?
I don't know. Can't I just put whatever voice? Why do I have to watch a video to know what somebody sounds like? Can I not just assume what they sound like?
Steve, I'm sure you've heard the old saying that to assume makes an ass out of you and me.
Well, I've been making an ass out of all of us for the last 20 years here.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. She added that she believes the city is doing a pretty good job given the unprecedented level of snow. Other residents have spent the week clearing their own properties and vehicles. Justin Cummings, Justin, said he has been focusing on cleanup efforts at his home to prepare for the possibility of more winter weather. I mean, I'm still clearing up cars and everything at my place, so I'm just trying to clean it up before the next storm comes.
Is that what he sounds like?
I don't know. That's what he sounds like in my head.
Again, another assumption on your part.
East Hampton is one of several cities and towns in the region currently working to manage snow removal. Workers are prioritizing the clearing of roads to improve safety for both drivers and pedestrians.
I got to tell you, in my town of Hamden, they've done an excellent job clearing off all 10 streets.
Did they?
Every one of them, completely clear.
We got years ago, the town of Huntington got one of these snow blowers to clear the sidewalks. There's a sidewalk that goes from downtown, if you will.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those things.
What? The sidewalk?
The sidewalk
snowblower.
The snowblower, like a little mini plow.
It's kind of both. I think it could be both. This one particularly has a snowblower attachment on it.
It looks like some guy in a bobcat.
Yeah, and it's narrow enough to do those small little thing. And they did a pretty good job clearing all those sidewalks off all the way down to the school because it basically runs from downtown for about 1.5 miles, 2 miles to the school. So. Pretty decent work they did there. The kids can walk to school without having to worry about walking on the road. Years ago, they used to have to walk in the road.
Oh, yeah. That's dangerous.
Which is exactly what you want your kid doing, walking down a major state highway in the middle of winter.
Yeah, in slippery conditions.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Australia's Thunder from Down Under will return to MGM Springfield later this year as part of the group's latest national tour. Tickets are all yours, Baxie.
You know, I have said for years that what Springfield needs to put them back on the economic path is an all-erotic male dance review.
Yeah.
I have said that. Have I said that? I've said that. And I'll tell you what, if I didn't have like knee and ankle issues, I would be dancing along with them. Me and my banana hammock.
You and your banana hammock, your little Speedo.
That's right.
Yeah. They're not performing until December 18th, yet the tickets go on sale Friday. I guess
they're a very in-demand dance troupe.
Billed as the world's top male review, the Las Vegas-based production is touring with the Most Wanted Tour, which organizers say will travel across the United States and internationally. For more than 30 years, the Australian performers have built a global following with the high-energy stage shows and long-running residency at the Excalibur in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Do they still do the jousting shows of the Excalibur?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
With these guys or with the horses?
Well, you pretend.
Because the Thunder Down Under jousting show is a whole different kind of show.
Yes, it is.
You'll poke your eye out, kid.
If your main stop for a trip to the Ocean State, job lot, is at Liberty Street in Springfield, you're going to need to find a new favorite soon. On Monday night, Ocean State Job Lot sent a press release saying they will be closing their location at 1317 Liberty Street when their lease ends in March. The goal is to place as many current associates as possible in equivalent positions at nearby stores. The other Springfield, Chicopee, and Holyoke locations will remain open.
Have they found a new tenant for that space at the plaza?
I don't know. We got to go over to that. Is 1317, is that the Springfield Plaza? Is that?
I don't know the exact address, but it could be.
I think it is the Liberty Street, 1317 Liberty Street.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check that out because we need to go to the Mesa Buffet. It is. It's right next to the Mesa Buffet.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah. The Mesa Buffet is a Latin experience like no other. It used to be a Chinese buffet in there that was really bad.
Yeah.
Now, like, local people have taken it over and actually cook home-cooked items. It's not like, there's a couple of frozen things here and there, but for the most part, it's a very, very home-cooked meal-like type of place, and it's cheap. It's only like $20.
You've mentioned this before, and with a glowing review, and I gotta say I'm intrigued. I don't mind going all the way out to Liberty Street for like a good bunch of pork and stuff.
Imagine you having access to fried plantanos. Mashed plantanos.
Yes.
Sautéed plantanos. As much pernil as you could possibly stuff in your belly. And all the other Latin favorites that they got going on there. It's like a flavor explosion in your mouth. All you can eat.
Do they got the fried pork?
They got everything there.
They got the fried beef?
I don't know about the fried beef.
They got the fried chicken? They got the fried vegetables?
They got sautéed this and sautéed that. They got everything there.
See, most of the stuff that I've had has been mostly fried. What about the fried seafood?
Yeah, I got to. That's pretty good too.
All right. Well, then I think we need to make some plans.
I think you knocked off all the food groups in there.
Yeah, no, they're all covered here. I'm looking at the menu now. They're all covered: hot, soft, cold, and hot. Yeah, they're all there.
There's some other barbecue place that just opened on Dickinson Street too. Here in Springfield? Yeah.
Where's that?
I don't know. I'll have to find out the video again. Let's see if I can find it here. I had it yesterday.
In Springfield.
In Springfield. It's on Dickinson Street.
Wait a minute.
It is
Top Fusion Smokehouse?
Let's see. Yeah, Top Fusion Smokehouse.
Wait a minute. This is not far.
It's right down the street.
This is like where it's like down the street from where I used to live for crap.
Well, there you go. You should go there.
Yes.
Barbecue, smoked brisket, all kinds of good stuff there.
I'll be damned.
That looks like a pretty damn good place too.
Actually, it's not that. Well, it's kind of around where I used to live.
It's not too far from here. It's 5 minutes from here. We could do it.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, more stuff to try out here in Springfield. You're a Pioneer Valley. I'm glad we talked about food.
I'd rather talk about food than news.
Sunny today with a high of 29. It is 1 degree in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
102 Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:52. And the Edgar Winter Group with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny today with a high of 30. It is 1 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rock 102 wants to set some luckies up with a big game hookup. To download the Rock 102 app onto your phone, you click on the banner for your chance to win, and it's as simple as that. Someone will score a $200 gift certificate to the Yard Tavern, a $100 gift certificate to the Tudor House Liquor Store in East Longmeadow, and a Ninja Woodfire outdoor grill and smoker courtesy of Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 60. We will choose one winner at random on February 6th. If you look at a calendar, you will see that's happening very quickly. It's your chance to win the big game hookup from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
I'm just reading some various stories here. Did you see this thing about Jarrell Miller, the American boxer?
Is this the guy with the toupee?
Yeah. He lost his wig when the toupee started to come away from his...
Did you see the video of this?
He won the heavyweight bout in New York.
Yeah.
By a hair's breadth.
I see what you did there.
I did see the video. The American's hairpiece came loose at the front after taking a flurry of punches from opponent Kingsley Ibeh during their clash at Madison Square Garden. Noticing it had been dislodged at the end of the round, the 37-year-old smiled and threw it to the crowd. It's like throwing off your graduation, whatever that thing is.
That's like catching a pick from Eddie Van Halen.
Despite losing the hair, the boxer managed to keep his head and clinch victory by a split decision. Bizarrely, the boxer claimed that his hair had burned off after shampooing with bleach and he had to get an emergency toupee. Speaking about what happened in his post-fight interview, Miller said, "I had to get to my mama's house and she had some shampoo bottles on the table. I shampooed. It was like ammonium bleach. I literally lost my hair 2 days ago. So I called my manager and said, 'Get me one of those manes,' and I slapped it on real quick. I'm a comedian. I make fun of myself." The bout was on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson's WBO lightweight title fight, which Stevenson won by unanimous decision. Miller has had a turbulent relationship with British boxing promoter Eddie Hearn. In 2019, he was scheduled to face off with then-champion Anshul Joshua at the same New York venue. The bout was eventually scrapped because he failed a drug test. His replacement, Andy Ruiz Jr., stepped in instead, leading to one of boxing's greatest ever upsets against Joshua.
Yeah.
But the idea of the toupee being flown into the crowd, like it was, like you just said, it was like Eddie Van Halen's guitar pick. It was Tom Jones used to get underwear thrown at him.
Yeah, they get thrown at him. He wouldn't throw his underwear at people. But it's like, when you see it happen, it almost looks like something you'd see in a cartoon or in like an old, comedy film.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know if you ever noticed, I got a full set of naturally growing hair.
I don't think it's real. I think it's fake.
No, it's very, very real. All too real, some would say. But if I had a toupee, I probably would take it off during boxing matches.
Yeah.
Because, of course, it's going to fly off.
Uh-huh.
I mean, unless you got that thing stapled to your coconut, that thing is going to be flying off every time.
Well, it's only as good as the glue that was used to put it on the top of your head. If you're using, maybe it was crazy glue. Remember the crazy glue? You should have used that. Remember the guy used to hang from the I-beam with his hard hat helmet?
Yeah.
Glued to the I-beam?
This looked like it was stuck on there with a glue stick he got at the dollar store.
You know what I recently found out?
What?
That guy stuck to the I-beam wasn't really suspended stories up in the air. He was actually
like 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah. It's all the magic of television. Kind of ruined it for me. Well, my whole childhood, I thought, wow, that guy is amazing. He can swing from an I-beam with his hard hat because he's super glued to the I-beam, and he's probably 180, 190 pounds.
Well, I think the point is that it could hold a grown man hanging from a hard hat.
Yeah, but not really.
Well, they were still holding him. He had to hold on to the helmet for dear life, whether it's 2 feet or 20 feet, or 200 feet. Doesn't change the quality and the epoxy of crazy glue.
I also learned that the hard hat was actually drilled and screwed into the I-beam.
All right,
completely making super glue.
All right, so that maybe is where the truth in advertising kicks in.
Yeah. It's very upsetting when you find out the man behind the curtain. That crazy glue commercial. I thought that guy was a hero in my childhood. And then you grow up and you realize he was just a douchebag that got union scale pay to be in a crazy glue commercial.
Yeah, there wasn't integrity in TV commercials until the late Billy Mays was still around.
Yeah, right? He got $100, that guy, for being the hard hat guy. Total ripoff.
It's 6:58 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, I don't know if you were aware of this, but the Super Bowl between the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks is this Sunday night. And while everybody is fixated on nonsense like what sort of trouble Bad Bunny's going to get into during the Super Bowl halftime show, I'm more interested in stuff like football instead. Yesterday, of course, was Super Bowl Media Day. This is the day where everyone asks a lot of questions, which results in very few answers. That is unless you happen to be NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, who took the opportunity to address just about everything. Yesterday, during his press conference, Roger Goodell touched on a number of hot topics that everybody's curious about. This includes what the NFL plans to do about the alleged connection between Giants owner Stephen Tisch and the Epstein files, the Hall of Fame snubbing of Bill Belichick, or whether teams have appropriately complied to the Rooney Rule when it comes to hiring head coaches. In all these cases, the commissioner took a firm stance by saying, "We're looking into it." Once he was done with that wishy-washy exhibition of non-committal answers, he did offer some thoughts on some other issues, including the expansion of regular season games being played over abroad. Next season, there will be 9 regular season games played in Madrid, Paris, Munich, Rio, and Mexico City. You know, places where American stuff is really popular. The commissioner also addressed whether Seattle had been fined $5 million for non-compliance issues in their ownership structure, which he firmly denied. Finally, Roger Goodell start acting like Roger Goodell again, which brings me to my point. How come when a player or coach is asked a question on media day, they barely give a straight answer? But when Roger Goodell is asked a question, I can't wait for his answer to be finished. Because it's not only more than I wanted to know, it's also more than I care to hear. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know, some guys got a wardrobe and some guys got nothing but Carhartt. And you know what? I envy those dudes. How much Carhartt should a man own? Lots. At least get one, and you can go to Rocky's to get your Carhartt and get back to work. It's all available at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock at 7-Eleven. And the Police with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
It is going to be another cold day. Well, actually warm later on. Sunny and a high of 29. But it is 1 right now. We're actually supposed to get like another Arctic blast this weekend with temps at negative 22.
Oh, good.
Stuff like that.
Great.
So that'll be fun. Are you ready for another round of Am I the A-Hole?
Yes.
Yeah, but are you ready for the bit?
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah. Here's I don't know. Let's see. Let's start out with where's that other one that I just had? Nope, that's not the first one. Oh yeah, here you go. Am I the a-hole for getting a woman fired over Veggie Tales? My wife and I, unfortunately, have our son in daycare. It's unavoidable. A few months ago, I picked him up and asked him about his day, and he told me about a show they watched with cartoon vegetables. Okay. When I dropped him off the next day, I asked the teacher if they watched Veggie Tales. She said they didn't show the kids anything inappropriate. I asked, but did they watch Veggie Tales? She refused to give me a straight answer. I said, I don't want him watching Veggie Tales. What's wrong with Veggie Tales?
Yeah, no kidding.
She said he wasn't going to be allowed to watch anything inappropriate. That day when I got home, I asked, did you watch Veggie Tales? He did. I emailed the admin. They assured me, no Veggie Tales. It's not an approved media to show the kids. It has never and will never be shown. The next week I asked, did you watch Veggie Tales? Yep. I reach out again and I told me maybe my son is confused. Right. So I wait a week. I ask my boss if I can leave early, walk past the receptionist. She told me to stop, but I didn't. Into the main room and boom, there it is, Veggie Tales. I took a picture. I was given a warning for barging in, which is fair. But the admin promised the Veggie Tales thing would be solved. The teacher had to take all the tapes home, and she would not be able to bring in the tapes ever again. Next week, did you watch Veggie Tales? No, Dad. Great. Following week, did you watch Veggie Tales? Yep. So I email again. At this point, I start getting other people involved. The Anti-Veggie Tales Coalition. Even some of the Christian parents were annoyed. One woman watches it at home with her daughter and said she didn't want it watched at daycare because if her daughter has questions, she wants to be asked, not for the teacher. Great. Join the Anti-Veggie Tales Coalition. The resolution was that the teacher got fired. Now there's a backlash against me. People feel bad. They feel guilty. It's all my fault. I pressured them into making it a big deal. They're just animated vegetables. Even my wife said I pulled a me and went on a warpath. Am I the a-hole, or should I have just left her animated vegetables at home?
Well, the problem is, Steve, and I just looked this up on the internet because to me it's just, like you, think it's just an adorable cartoon involving produce. But apparently, VeggieTales is a religious series, an American Christian animated series that retells stories from the Bible and teaches life lessons according to a biblical worldview. Now, if you're not buying into all that, you probably don't want your kid exposed to it. So my question is, all right, she asked, why wasn't the school willing to give him the answer?
Yeah, I don't know. And why are they going against his will, watching VeggieTales?
I mean, to be honest, there's lots of other things a kid could watch. Pulp Fiction, Clockwork Orange,
Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet.
They want to talk about mommy. I mean, he says mommy a lot in that movie.
He sure does.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he takes nitrous, and he's having a good time, like normal kids do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But don't try to give him Heineken's.
Yeah, I find it. I don't know. I mean, I guess if it's not a religious school and you're watching religious programming, but then on the other hand, is it really that even bad, or is it just teaching you things that are like normal about how to treat other? I don't even know.
I spent no time with VeggieTales to tell you.
I watched Dragon Tales. That was I watched a lot of that with my kids.
Listen, I used to watch Davy and Goliath, and I didn't even realize it was a religious show until I read about it years later.
You didn't know that?
I wasn't paying that close attention.
You didn't learn that in the CCD classes that you took when you were a kid?
I just thought that Goliath was a total troublemaker.
Oh, maybe.
Gee, baby. You know what I mean? It's like, come on.
I don't know. I think that, I guess if there's enough people that say, please don't watch that, then you shouldn't be watching it. If there's enough people to say, this shouldn't be watched.
I mean, if it's like a private Catholic school, okay, maybe I can see that. But if it's a public school, well, maybe it's not the right thing to be playing all the time, and there are other options.
We had to have permission slips, like to watch certain films. Like when I was in 7th grade, they had us get a permission slip from our parents to watch Glory because we were learning about the Civil War. And the first 2 minutes of the movie, somebody's head gets blown off by a cannon. So they wanted to make sure that everybody was okay with that. Hey, are you okay having your kid watch somebody's head get obliterated by a cannonball?
Some parents are going to say no, but the kid's going to go, ooh, that's wicked cool.
My parents gave me permission because it was still
it's an historical
not as bad
film.
as anything at his home. People being there was somebody blowing their head off every night there.
At least shooting their mouth off.
Lots of shots. Number 2. Am I the a-hole for calling my husband silly for freaking out that our teenage son has a girlfriend who's in a wheelchair? Is this still about VeggieTales, or is this?
Oh, my God. Wait.
My husband, James, 37, and I, 39 female, have a son, Lucas, who's 13 and is a freshman in high school. After the Christmas break, a new girl, Yuki, 14 female, was in his class. I've heard Lucas and his friends talk about how Yuki is the prettiest girl in school. By their talk, I did not know she was in a wheelchair. Just that she's from another country, is super cool and super pretty. After Lucas mentioned he started dating Yuki, I found out she was in a wheelchair when I picked my son up from school. Lucas told his dad and showed what Yuki looked like by showing him her Facebook. My husband seemed okay with it. But later, which just me, my husband, James, expressed concern and our son dating a girl in a wheelchair, talking about how our son doesn't know what he's getting himself into and yada, yada, yada. I called my husband silly, and he got mad at me. Am I the a-hole?
No.
It's a kid. It's a kid who just happens to be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and no offense, but the kids are 13 years old. It's not like they're engaged to be married. They're just hanging out with each other at 13 years old.
Yeah. What are you afraid of?
Actually, I'd be applauding the kid for, at least not only dating the prettiest girl in school, but not caring about the wheelchair. He's attracted to the person rather than just other things. Like she's perfectly capable of having a relationship, chair or not. She's just another normal human being.
Yeah,
I think Dad's being kind of a dink.
I think Dad is getting overly upset over nothing. No son of mine's gonna date a girl in a wheelchair. We want able-bodied women in this home. What if his wife were to get into a car accident and to render herself paralyzed, even from the waist down?
Yeah, well,
You think what is he going to leave her? Is he going to say, I can't.
I can't
There ain't no handicapped broad in my life. They're going to keep this family together.
That's a ridiculous point of view.
Yeah.
And you know what? Again, they're 13, and you should be applauding the kid because he's obviously has, no fear or trepidation about someone who maybe have other challenges in their life. So I would applaud the kid.
So the father isn't racist because the girl is from another country, but he is. He does have a hang up about people in wheelchairs.
Yes, that appears to be the case.
Isn't it weird how people pick and choose what they're going to be angry at?
Yeah, no kidding. If you're going to be angry at everything.
Last one. You ready?
Yes.
Am I the a-hole for leaving a date early after they showed up looking nothing like their photos? I'm just going to say right away, no, you're not the a-hole for doing that. I, 27 female, matched with somebody, 26 male, on a dating app, and we talked for about 2 weeks before meeting up. Their profile had a lot of photos, clear face pics, full body shots, no filters that I could tell. We had good conversations, similar interests, and I was genuinely looking forward to the date. When I arrived at the restaurant, I didn't recognize them at first. They eventually waved me over, and it became clear that they looked way different from their photos. Not just different angles different, but clearly much older photos and a pretty big difference in appearance overall. Sad face. I tried to be polite and stayed for about 20 minutes. We made small talk, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd been misled. I ended up telling them that I didn't feel a connection. I was going to head out. I paid for my drink and left. They later messaged me saying it was rude and hurtful to leave early and the attraction can grow if you give it a chance. Yeah. A friend of mine said I should have just stayed for the full date since I was already there and that leaving early was shallow and embarrassing for them. Mm-hmm. I didn't insult them or comment on their appearance. I just didn't want to continue a date that started with what felt like dishonesty. Am I the a-hole? I'm going to say no, because why can't you just show who you are? They're eventually going to find out what you look like anyway.
Well, yeah.
So what's the difference? I mean,
I probably wouldn't bag out on the date. I would complete the date out of some level of courtesy, but I would certainly be questioning in my head, hey, how come you don't look like this 15-year-old picture anymore?
Yeah, how come you don't look like this 80 pounds ago picture that you have? and again, yeah, there are people who don't care about that. So why not just show who you? Wouldn't you rather have somebody who would accept you for who you are versus pretending to still be somebody in a lighter skin or a lighter body? I mean, like in that kind of way,
whatever it might be.
Versus
a little honesty probably go a long way in building a new relationship.
Yeah, I'm on her side.
Yeah,
I would have even have sat down. I would have just been like, yeah, and then turned around and walked away. Quasimodo.
I would have stayed to at least complete the date. And if the date were great, if we want to have a great time, maybe I'd see him again. But down the road, I say, hey, how come you didn't give me like an updated, an updated picture? The one before the industrial accident.
But looks do matter in a way, especially if that was one of the selling points of your attraction to somebody. Going, oh, well, this person is decent looking, and then we also have some great conversation. But when you get there and you're not attracted to that person because you didn't see. I get the whole, don't be shallow thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just show people who you are versus instead of what you pretend to be,
mm-hmm.
you might have a better shot in finding somebody who's going to stay with a date. At least she paid for her own drink.
Well, that's good at least.
There you go. There's another round of Am I the A-hole?
It's just about 7:24 with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
The Rock 102 app.
The Springfield RV Camping and Outdoor Show is coming to the Big E February 13th to the 16th, and Rock 102 wants to hook you up with tickets. Whether you're looking for your next RV, your first RV, or shopping for camping accessories, it's a great event. You can enter at rock102.com before the end of the day on February 8th for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets from Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
Just reading this headline on Mass Live this morning. Westfield doctor takes the lead on Bay State's Health Board of Trustees. His name is Dr. Lovelace.
Okay, well that's
Dr. Lovelace.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
see.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Were you thinking of Linda Lovelace? Is that what you're trying to imply?
Kind of, maybe, maybe they're related.
I
don't know
I don't even know if Linda Lovelace's real name was Linda Lovelace.
Well, how do you know this guy's real name is
Well,
Lovelace?
he's a doctor, and I just assume they use their regular names.
Well, I mean, according to Bay State President and CEO of Bay State Health, Peter Banco, the leadership of our Board of Trustees is essential to Bay State's health role and as a health and economic pillar for our region. Dr. Lovelace possessed those values, experience, and the community commitment we need. Maybe he thought it was Linda Lovelace's.
Linda Lovelace's real name was not Lovelace.
What was it?
Borman.
Borman.
Ooh, Linda Susan Borman.
Can you imagine that being the stage name?
Yeah.
Borman. That doesn't go as well as Lovelace.
Now I can understand Linda Foreman or Twelveman.
Well, maybe
or whatever it might be.
Well, maybe this Dr. Lovelace can bring a little heat and tenderness to the Bay State health community.
Don't really know.
Ooh, it's Dr. Lovelace. Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
I'm glad Peter Banco made a statement. He then went into the I Have a Dream speech from Martin Luther King immediately following.
Well, it is Black History Month after all. I'm sure
Does it
he
make
wrote
sense?
that speech.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's 7:29, a Rock 102.
Here's your Western Mass News.
7:32 with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Gary Rum Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-on bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRumHyundai.com/family. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. 2 Holyoke women are facing several charges after a police investigation. The Holyoke police said that over the last few months, Springfield police have been investigating 25-year-old Angelique Tawari of Holyoke for alleged illegal possession of guns and drugs. Based on the investigation, detectives were granted a search warrant for a home on Pearl Street in Holyoke. At around 10:15 a.m. on Friday, the warrant was executed, and Tawari and 22-year-old Alaya Dansero of Holyoke were detained pending the result of the search. During the search, investigators reportedly seized a high-capacity gun magazine, a ghost gun with 30 rounds of ammunition, 15 rounds of ammunition, another magazine that was loaded with 10 rounds of ammunition, 5 bags of marijuana, and nearly $500 in case. I think they meant in cash. And approximately 455 bags of suspected heroin and fentanyl. Tawari and Dansero were both arrested and are facing several gun and drug-related charges. The case remains active in an ongoing investigation.
Well, these all sound like clues.
Yes.
That, maybe they were up to no good, these two young ladies.
Marijuana, ghost gun, ammunition.
I don't believe this is an episode of Dora the Explorer.
Well, you got to find the rainbow ribbon somewhere. You don't think it's hidden in one of them packages of marijuana? You thought that was fentanyl. That was marijuana. Those are gummies.
Okay.
The sweet tarts. It starts with a Z instead of an S, but
I
it looks
see.
like the Sweet Tarts logo. I guess that's how they avoid copyright issues among the candy companies.
My understanding is that the drug cartels are very concerned about copyright law.
Well, I mean, as they should be.
I mean, forget about the DEA.
Yeah.
Those copyright attorneys will throw the book at you. A book that had all been cleared by proper copyrights.
Yeah. A child is recovering from non-life-threatening injuries that he suffered when he was struck by a car on Friday, according to Wilbraham Police. Captain Sean Baldwin said the juvenile was hit by a side view mirror of a car on Stony Hill Road just after 3 p.m. that day. Baldwin could not provide additional details about the victim because of his age. He said the driver stopped after the collision and was cooperating with police. No citations have been issued, and the matter is still under investigation. I almost got hit by a car once, walking on the sidewalk, but the car came so close to the curb, and the mirror was sticking. It was a truck, and the mirror was sticking out.
Wow.
The truck, it came within inches.
But it didn't actually hit you.
Didn't actually hit you, but it was one of those, holy crap. One more second, and I would have been dead.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people get hit, and it ain't pretty. Yeah, and even get tagged with a mirror can cause a good deal of damage.
Yes. Yeah. absolutely can. The Coast Guard has officially identified all 7 crew members who were aboard a fishing boat when it sank off the coast of Gloucester on Friday. The members were Accursio Sanfilippo, Paul Beal Sr., Paul Beal Jr., Friedman Short, Sean Therian, Jada Samet, and John Rusandis. As of Sunday afternoon, family and friends of nearly all the crew members had come forward to identify them. On Monday, the Coast Guard announced that it would be conducting a district-level formal investigation into the sinking of the 72-foot fishing vessel known as the Lily Jean. The Coast Guard will collect evidence and testimony. This type of investigation is reserved for incidents of significant regional importance or those that may reveal broader issues with a class of vessel or areas of technical concern. Lieutenant Commander Brett Ego, Coast Guard Northeast District Investigation Oversight Coordinator, will serve as the lead investigating officer in the investigation. Here's what happened. Coast Guard crews began searching for the Lily Jean Friday morning after receiving a signal from an emergency position indicating radio beacon. The signal indicated that the fishing boat was 25 miles off the coast of Cape Ann. By Friday evening, the Coast Guard had recovered the body of one of the people aboard the vessel. The bodies of the other 6 have not been recovered. During the search, air and surface crews found a debris field near the location reported by Beacon. This is like one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, being on a fishing boat.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, they're doing it they don't make like a ton of money individually.
No,
they might make a haul from whatever they pull up fishing. But,
yeah, and when the water is rough, you can't. Some of them won't even go out and fish, which means they get nothing for that day. And
right.
some guys do. Some guys will take the risk depending on what's going on out there.
But it's a matter of survival. If you don't go out,
you're
not going to have any money to survive. And if you do go out, you could not survive because you might get thrown off a fishing boat.
I would make a terrible professional fisherman.
Yeah,
I'm not. I have sea legs. I can handle choppy water. I don't get seasick very often, if ever. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm not really designed for
this
that.
isn't like taking a pole down to a calm pond. This is like going out on the high seas.
Yeah, this is like, you're pulling nets and throwing garbage back into the water where it belongs.
Yeah. Horrible. Situation.
Awful.
As Super Bowl 60 approaches, one national organization is recommending that fans consider an alcohol-free celebration for the upcoming game.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. All right.
Boo!
The most ridiculous idea I've ever heard in my life.
The New England Patriots are scheduled to face the Seattle Seahawks on February 8th with watch parties planned at bars, restaurants, and homes across the region. Nonprofit organization The Phoenix is sharing sober-friendly strategies as Americans prepare for a day typically associated with high alcohol consumption. Really? It is associated with high alcohol consumption on the Super Bowl?
That's the first time ever hearing of something like this.
On an average, Americans drink an estimated 325 million gallons of beer on Super Bowl Sunday. This push for sobriety comes as Dry January officially concludes. See, that's like the worst time to do a dry spell.
Mm-hmm.
When you do a dry spell, I'm not drinking the whole month of January. And then the first major event is the Super Bowl, where you're more likely to, because they say when you stop drinking and you go back to drinking, you drink twice as much because you're trying to chase the high that you got from the first time.
Which is a disaster waiting to happen.
The shift towards alcohol-free socializing follows recent growth in the non-alcoholic beverage industry and influence from celebrity figures. Experts noted that younger generations are increasingly taking notice of options for socializing without liquor. It's true. There's a lot less people out there drinking.
Yeah, but
excess.
it's the Super Bowl.
And
you know how people go. They want their chicken wings. They want their beer to wash it down. That's what the Super Bowl is all about. That's what a Super Bowl party is all about.
Katie Crowell serves as the Senior Director of Marketing for the Phoenix, a national nonprofit organization. She spoke about the personal benefits that come with choosing an alcohol-free lifestyle during major events.
Sobriety is something that allows you to be clear, process everything, and lean into connection. authentic connection during this time.
You know, I don't know if I want to say shut up because I'm annoyed by the voice, or I want to say shut up because of what she's saying.
You don't have to over-explain. When I first got sober, I used to think I had to tell people I was in recovery for this long and sober for these many days. You can just say, I'm not drinking today.
All right, now, I'm sorry, I answered my question. Yeah. The answer is both.
The upcoming game features a matchup between the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks, because we needed to say that again in the article. The two teams previously met in 2015 during Super Bowl XLIX.
And we got loaded back then.
For the fans who do plan to consume during the game, Crowell said moderation is essential.
Individuals should drink enough water in between alcoholic beverages throughout the evening.
Super Bowl 60 will take place on Sunday, February 8th.
Who's playing in that?
The New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And by the way, the game will be broadcast on 22 News. They're going to broadcast the game during the newscast?
Yes. In fact, it would probably be like a picture-in-picture type of thing where Bad Bunny is performing and Adam Stremko's giving you the forecast at the same time.
Yeah. And what's her name? Ciara Speller?
Yeah.
Going, that yellow line really isn't there. That's what we call superimposed.
I hope somebody over there tells you who's playing in the game. Who's playing in that game again?
I believe it's the New England Patriots and the Blackhawks.
Chicago Blackhawks.
Chicago Blackhawks.
I've been a big fan of that matchup.
Well,
such a rivalry.
Well, I believe it's.
Didn't the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Penguins beat in the Super Bowl back in 1958?
Oh man, did you see when that football player got nailed to the boards in the third period, and he hit a home run to end the game?
I sure do.
Yeah,
he was so happy to win Wimbledon that year.
Yeah, this is why it'll be broadcast on 22 News. Oh my God! Did you see that swing he took at that football? Man, that pitch came in faster than a turnover right here at 22 News.
I can see this. Try to imagine. I'm not going to name names. Try to imagine someone on 22 News reporting this just like this. Tomorrow night is a Super Bowl here on 22 News. It's a game between the Seattle Seahawks and the where did I put that? The New York Giants.
Who's the Patriots? Who are these Patriots that they're playing?
Quarterback
against?
Drake May. I believe that final E is not silent.
If you're going to watch the game with 22 News commentary, you're definitely going to need a drink. Sobriety, my ass.
Drinking for you.
Yeah. Drinking for you. That makes us sound better. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be cold with a high of 29. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 30. It's 1 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Ah, yeah.
102.
Sunny with a high of 29 today. It is 1 degree in downtown Springfield. Yeah.
Man.
Later on this week, it'll be another cold blast coming through with temperatures of like negative 23 and all that good stuff this weekend. So looking forward to the weekend. Hey, you know what? You can warm up with a $20 dinner and a comedy show on Thursday night.
Oh, really? Is that happening?
Yeah.
Huh.
Happens every Thursday.
You don't say.
Yeah.
And who will be among the comedians performing this week? Do we know?
I don't know that for sure yet.
So there's probably you.
Yeah.
Probably another guy.
Yeah, another guy.
Could be another lady.
Could be a lady.
Could be another guy.
Could be all kinds of good stuff.
Could be a lot of fun.
It'll be a good show. Either way, you get a meal for $20. You can't even beat that, and then you get the comedy on top of that. Can't beat it.
Yeah, and you got the Olympics this week. That starts tonight. Is the Pro Bowl, and you also got the Super Bowl on Sunday. Yeah, it's like there's like so much going on in 1 week. I mean, I don't even know how to keep my schedule straight.
Why is the Pro Bowl not played on a weekend like the other day?
Because it used to be, and then what they found was that the Pro Bowl historically sucks, and no one really wants to watch it to begin with.
Why do they do it then?
I don't really know, since it used to be, a regular scrimmage football game, tackle football game. Well, now it's a flag football game. And then on top of that, they've added a skills competition with football-related skill competitions like tug-of-war and dodgeball.
Here's what they should really do, okay? They should, the NFL, put that Pro Bowl right in the middle of the season and use the best players from every team with the risk of one of them getting injured, thus setting the stage for the rest of the season for the entire NFL. I mean, it's kind of like, they play that All-Star game with baseball right in July.
Right.
What if one of those guys gets injured and then they can't play properly on a team? They should do that with the NFL football.
Here's what I think should happen. They announce who makes the Pro Bowl, and everybody gets a participation trophy, like they do in, say, like U10 soccer, and maybe there's a banquet at night. But then you don't embarrass yourself by having everybody play a football game, but no one really wants to watch to begin with. So it's really just a matter of announcing the winners, saying congratulations, and then going back to watching actual football.
But you should actually get like some real hard hitting, offense and defense in there. Really is screwing up the rest of the season.
Actually, I really find that the process of playing a game has really outlasted its usefulness. I feel the same way about the All-Star game in baseball. I definitely feel about the same way about the NBA and even the NHL. I really don't need a scrimmage amongst all these people making bonus money.
How are you supposed to decide who's the home team then?
There's no what I'm saying. There's no team. You just announce if you got two conferences. You got the AFC All-Star Pro Bowl players and the NFC Pro Bowl players, but you don't make them play because in almost 60 years, I think I've only been able to muster seeing one Pro Bowl in its entirety in my life, and it wasn't much fun.
I think you're just not letting yourself enjoy some real entertainment.
No, I've given it as much as I can possibly give.
Yeah, they should come out.
It's dreadful.
They should come out with like a mace on the field and see who is swinging it around in the air and see where it lands.
Well, I could live with like some American Gladiators type of competitions.
Yeah.
You had like a couple of defensive ends smacking each other over the head with pugil sticks.
Yeah, but with real weapons at the end of them, not just the boxing glove type thing that they got.
Well, a pugil stick. I mean, you could really hurt somebody with that thing.
Yeah, well,
really bludgeon them over the head.
What if you put knives on the end of a pugil stick?
Well, Steve, I think that's probably a violation of the players' collective bargaining agreement, and I don't believe knife play.
We need to toughen up this sport. There's too many of these people.
Yeah, they've gotten very soft. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Make it worthwhile.
Yes, we should.
What would you say if the MMA decided, yeah, you know what, we're going all pads, nobody's going to get hurt, nobody would watch it. People watch MMA because they want to see somebody get the shiznick kicked out of them.
Understood.
Wouldn't you want to watch a football game that has violence? I mean, not off the field, on the field.
Well, yes, it's called the regular season and the playoffs. I just don't think you need to add the Pro Bowl to make it interesting. The Pro Bowl is not interesting. The regular season, the playoffs, that's interesting. That's something to watch. The Pro Bowl, please. That's something you watch when every other channel is down for some reason.
But wouldn't it be more interesting with weapons?
Like explosives? Like that would be kind of fun.
I'm just trying to make it fair for everybody.
No, I hear you, Steve.
Yeah.
You're really thinking ahead, and I appreciate your effort on that one. Oh, my gosh. Did you realize that Joe Bonamassa is coming to Symphony Hall on March 4th?
You know what they should do? They should, during the halftime show, they should have a shoot-off with the people who can't stand whatever the entertainment is for the halftime show versus the people, like they're arguing over who should be headlining the show.
Right.
And then whoever wins, that celebrity gets to perform one song.
That's great.
Yeah.
What a wonderful
idea.
So,
like, the Bad Bunny people come out. They're like, no, we're all about Bad Bunny. And then the anti-Bad Bunny people are like, no, we want Kid Rock. And then they shoot it out with each other. And then they're like, okay, whoever the winner is of this bloodbath gets to perform one song.
Yeah. And this year's winner Ted Nugent. Perfect.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Joe Bonamassa is coming to Springfield Symphony Hall on March 4th. The tickets are on sale. It's going to be a great, great show. We happen to have a pair of tickets that we can give away right now to the 10th caller at 293-1021. Joe Bonamassa coming to Springfield. Good luck.
And if it's a stalemate, Christopher Cross gets to play because he's the voice of reason for all of music.
Well, thank goodness for his participation. Yeah. Good luck on Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, with the Super Bowl just a few short days away, it's easy to forget the Winter Olympic Games begin this week in Italy. Why someone would schedule something like that in the middle of Super Bowl week is beyond me, but in keeping with their long-standing traditions, the International Olympic Committee has never bothered to consult with me about my very busy sports viewing schedule. Nevertheless, with more than 3,500 athletes from 93 countries converging on the cities of Milan and Cortina to compete in some of a variety of events that most people have not paid attention to in 4 years, like skating, skiing, bobsledding, curling, some of the others, I haven't watched a lick of any of those things since the Beijing Olympics in 2022. Of course, I have watched a little bit of hockey here and there, but that's the exception and not the rule. This year, however, the Winter Olympics will be introducing some new events that most people wouldn't bother to watch otherwise. The primary one is Olympic ski mountaineering. This is an event that requires participants to climb up a mountainside in skis and then race back down. Folks, this is why they invented ski lifts, so that reasonable people would never have to do something like this. To me, this isn't an Olympic event. It's just stupid. The only new event that I am remotely interested in seeing is the women's double luge competition. I've been waiting for this event my entire life. The reasons for this are largely personal and are perhaps not appropriate to share on a federally regulated and fully licensed radio platform. However, the women's double luge has piqued my interest, and I will be watching it with bated breath. No pun intended. That is, unless it interrupts the Super Bowl coverage, in which case I'll see you in 4 years. But if not, I'm going to need some alone time. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You got a plumbing or electrical problem? The dude you need to see is Robbie at the East Lomino Rockies. That dude knows a thing or two about home repair. Good people like Robbie and rock-solid service at every Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:11 and Bon Jovi with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be sunny today with a high of 29. It is a lovely 1 degree in downtown Springfield. Here's something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got something else.
No, I got nothing.
In an incident that sounds plucked from an implausible war zone anecdote rather than a southern French emergency room, Rangueil Hospital in Toulouse was partially evacuated after a 24-year-old man arrived at its emergency department with a nearly 20-centimeter World War I artillery shell lodged in his rectum.
Now, I can explain this, Doc. I was walking around, and I fell back, and it just landed there.
Getting a little randy, if you know what I mean. Saw my great-grandpa's artillery shell there, and
yeah. How large was this artillery shell, and was it active?
I don't know, 20 centimeters to inches. What's the deal?
Say 20 centimeters, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, centimeters. Oh,
it's 7.8 inches.
Oh, piece of cake.
That's a pretty sizable piece of equipment you got there, pal.
Yeah, perhaps. It's 7.87 inches.
The extraordinary case unfolded late Saturday night into early Sunday morning when the young man presented with severe pain, telling medical staff that he had only, quote, inserted an object that he could not remove. Initial examinations offered no hint of what doctors would soon discover. During an operation to remove the foreign body, surgeons were stunned to find what appeared to be a First World War artillery projectile, a German-made shell believed to date back to 1918, lodged in the patient's rectum. You got a little German in you? Well, I do now. Yeah.
Can I ask? This is not a personal question.
You can ask anything you'd
okay. Like. Should antiques really be put up there?
Well, I guess it's
valuable wartime techniques, antiques.
It's bringing flashbacks of the Christopher Walken story about the
Pulp
watch
Fiction,
in
right?
Pulp Fiction, where how the grandfather hid that and kept it as a family heirloom by keeping it in that location.
Right.
Given the device's intact appearance and historic origins, safety protocols quickly escalated. Authorities were notified, and a bomb disposal unit, along with firefighters and police, were dispatched to the hospital. Can you imagine creating this kind of a hullabaloo over something that you thought was sexy?
One of my biggest fears is ever having to go to an emergency room for something that embarrassing. I can understand if it's for a disease or like a legitimate injury, but if it's something that could potentially make the news on the internet, I don't want to be that guy.
Well, I mean, you would. I know medical professionals who work in ERs, and they'll tell you that people do this all the time. They're always shoving things up in places that don't need to have things shoved up there. It's just, fine. You're going to go for your adult toys? That's one thing.
Right.
But when you're putting foreign objects up there, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Well, it's nature's gun safe.
I guess so. Fire crews remained on standby during the operation, just in case this guy is about to blow.
And I assume that means it explodes.
Officials later declared the shell safe with no explosive threat once the projectile had been assessed and rendered secure. Who had to test that?
Yeah, and is it something you do right away, or is there some sort of sanitary process that needs to take place first?
I mean, is it like the cop shows? Again, I'll refer to the cop dipping his finger in cocaine to testing to see if it tastes good. Does the firefighter do the same thing and go, yep, no, it's good. There's no explosives in this.
No, I don't think it's a taste test. I think it's probably some sort of ballistic type of interference.
French authorities said the man told doctors he had inserted the shell himself, although details about how he acquired the nearly century-old munition has not been disclosed. Investigators are examining potential violations of weapon legislation related to possession and handling of military ordnance. This case is not without precedent. French media noted a similar incident in 2022 when an 88-year-old man arrived in the hospital in Toulon with another World War I ordnance lodged internally, prompting evacuations and bomb squad involvement before being removed.
Listen, I realize that World War I was the war to end all wars, but that doesn't mean you should be inserting the war inside of you.
Yeah. Unexploded shells and other munitions from both world wars remain common across parts of France, particularly in former battle zones where they surfaced during construction or agricultural work. But rarely, if ever, have they inspired such a surreal detour from the battlefield to a hospital corridor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All quiet on the Western Blunt Front.
I'll call this one Otto von Bismarck.
I mean, I understand that people have like the kinks and they want to explore themselves and all that stuff, but there are safer ways to do that. I mean, we used to talk to that gal all the time. Whatever happened to her? The doctor, Sadie.
Dr. Sadie Allison?
Yeah, the one that would send all those things that you were, that was safe to put inside of you.
Right. They were
silicone made. Items.
Well, they were meant for pleasure. They weren't meant for, ripping you to shreds.
Right. So,
I don't know what happened.
What goes through your head? Okay, fine. You like putting things there. All right, I've had, the toys maybe from bookends, any number of protuberances that are being sold in a store
I'm sorry. Are you sharing something with us already?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, you're just speaking hypothetically.
I'm speaking hypothetically if people like this kind of thing. But what is going through your mind when you're like, man, I can't make it to an adult bookstore today to get a toy. What do I have around here?
Can you imagine you're like one of these guys and you decide one day to take a trip through like the Springfield Armory?
Yeah.
Where there's all kinds of World War I.
Oh, yeah.
Weaponry, on display. Some of these weapons go all the way back to Revolutionary times. Ooh, look at that bayonet. Boy, wouldn't I mind to get the hands on that thing.
You see a guy walking out, waddling away. Hey, I think we're missing some of those munitions from that battlefield display that we had over there.
This is why there should be like a metal detector on the exit.
Muskets. I got a musket up there. It's worse when you got to bite the end of it and chew it and spit it and then light the wick. That's the...
All right, Doc, whatever you do, don't pull the pin.
Yeah. Stop throwing things up there that don't belong.
Yeah, I mean, there should be... there needs to be a list. Things that are appropriate, things that are not appropriate.
Like I said,
explosives would be on the not appropriate side.
Right. Like I said, there are safety things. There are things made for that type of behavior.
Yes.
If you want to fulfill that kink of yours, go for it and do so. But do not put World War I munitions in the no-go area. Unexpected change in the bag. What is it? Unexpected item in the bagging area?
Yes, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, but even the things that you can buy at any one of those stores, there are some things that require a certain amount of practice and skill and experience. Otherwise, you can almost guarantee a hospital stay of some kind. But I mean, anything that was meant to explode, regardless of how old it is, you can't assume it's just a dud.
Yeah, right.
You just can't.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got Hiroshima working in your colon, and no one should have to endure that.
Yeah. Well, now you just made me think. They don't have like the self-checkout machines at an adult bookstore, do they?
No, I don't believe they do.
Yeah, because then everybody would know what you're buying.
Yeah.
At least you can brown bag it when you go up to the door. When you go up to the person, the clerk maybe gives you a look or two, depending on what you're getting. But you had that self-checkout machine. It's like, move your prostate massager to the belt.
To the bagging area.
Yeah, to the bagging area, yeah. See, thank God they don't have that technology yet.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
It's 8:21 on Rock 102.
Hi, it's Hank from Tudor.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:28, and Billy Squire with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102.
Liam will have the full forecast for you.
You know how last week everybody was bent out of shape because Bill Belichick wasn't going to get into the Football Hall of Fame in his first try?
Yeah.
ESPN is just reporting that neither will Robert Kraft. Apparently, Robert Kraft also did not receive enough votes to get into the Football Hall of Fame in the class of 26 in his first try. So,
what did he do though, other than own a team?
He as a contributor. So, I mean, as like one of the winningest owners in football, I mean, you could say that maybe he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And there are other owners that are in the Hall of Fame too.
I don't agree with that. If you didn't have any athletic prowess, or you didn't have anything to determine
if you are
winning plan,
the basketball Hall of Fame is loaded with people who did not play at the NBA level or the college level, but were contributors to the game. Broadcasters, owners, concession guys, the guy that monitors the bathroom, parking lot attendants. Robert Kraft fits in the same category as many other contributors that have also been at the Hall of Fame. And there are many who say because of the way they've changed that the voting is carried out now, that it puts some contributors, like a Robert Kraft or a Bill Belichick, in a distinct disadvantage. So, I mean, contributors are involved in all Hall of Fames, baseball too. So, I mean, I think that's a shame that Robert Kraft didn't get in.
Yeah,
in his first year.
I don't think that's a shame.
It is a shame.
You got all the money you could possibly want. What the hell do you care?
It's recognition of your peers. I mean,
They know who is recognizing when he signed the check.
I understand that, but he has also contributed greatly to the game
by pumping millions of dollars into it. Is that what the contribution is?
That is part of it, but he has also been a very vocal and active member of the NFL hierarchy for many, many years, in one of the biggest growth booms of the NFL's entire existence. I think he is a perfectly acceptable contributor to the NFL.
How did he make his money before he became the owner of the Patriots?
I believe it was like a paper company, and then he bought the team, and that's when all of a sudden the money started to blow up. He's worth billions and billions of dollars.
We know a local guy that owns a paper company, but he still drinks his beers at Collins Tavern because they're all less than $3 a shot. He's not loaded.
I've seen him loaded, but that's different. But I think in many ways it's a different kind of paper company than the one Robert Kraft used as collateral to buy the team.
I think it's
the guy we're talking about bought, say, like, I don't know, the Holyoke Blue Sox, for example, then maybe he would have been a little bit more successful in his life.
Yeah, I don't know about this. This is just a bunch of people with money trying to get recognition for something that they
There's
didn't
nothing
even
wrong
do.
with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yes, there absolutely is.
Well, that's because you're anti-rich guy.
It's not even anti-rich guy. It's if you didn't do anything other than write a check to contribute to something.
But he has been very much involved in other aspects of the game than just writing checks to players or just writing checks.
How many rushing yards did he have?
It's
himself?
not about his athleticism, Steve. It would be going in as a contributor. That's a different type of category.
Which is unnecessary. It was like, oh, man, somebody forget about the people who write the checks. All right, we'll make this contributor category, and we'll
let me ask you this: Would NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle, who is in the Hall of Fame, does he not deserve to be in there simply because he didn't, run with the ball or throw the ball? All he did was manage their fortunes.
A Hall of Fame would indicate that you did something that athleticism in a game. Or a strategy in a game. A coach I can see.
But you can also make the argument that his contributions have led to the growth of the NFL. And that's an undeniable fact of what Robert Kraft has meant to the NFL over the last, 26 years.
I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing.
Clearly, you're not seeing it.
Yeah.
But I hate to tell you, but you're.
I'm just saying,
you're off. You're way off.
Not way off.
Way off. You've never been more off.
Just because you have money and you contribute to something.
It has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with his contributions to the NFL. They're not necessarily all financial. He contributed a lot of policy, of things about collective bargaining, about ownership.
Egg salad to the barbecue.
He had an excellent egg salad.
Did he?
Maybe not as good as Barry Krieger's? No, but he certainly did contribute.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not like the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame is recognizing Barry Krieger because he brings the best egg salad to a party.
Well, when I've nominated Barry, that's the first thing I mentioned. He worked at 22 News for years and makes great egg salad.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's 8:33. We got news next on Rock 102.
Here's your
8:37 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Big Y, your family market. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Massachusetts fire officials are reminding residents to check their smoke and carbon monoxide alarms following Punxsutawney Phil's prediction of 6 more weeks of winter. Is that what set them off to remind people?
I'm sure that's it.
The groundhog's still alive. He didn't die in that carbon monoxide box we put him in last year. So this should remind you. Make sure you get your carbon monoxide levels checked. The Department of Fire Services emphasized that working alarms are essential for safety as residential fires typically increase during colder weather. Western Mass has already seen multiple residential fires this season, and officials say the continued cold weather increases the risk of heating-related incidents and carbon monoxide exposure. Safety officials recommend that smoke and carbon monoxide alarms be installed on every level of a home. These devices should be tested once a month to ensure they are in working order. I test them frequently, actually. And It's so loud. But it will wake you up in the middle of the night in case you do need to get out of the house.
That's true.
It's just testing it. It's not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I like to say that I test them every year, but you know I don't.
You don't?
I mean, like every lazy individual in the world, I probably should, but I have been a little lax in doing that. Can't help myself.
Why can't you help yourself doing that?
Because I'm too busy trying to defend Robert Kraft for the rest of the year before I can even think about batteries.
You know, I'm trying to find this story about the police shooting. It was the police were shooting raccoons out in the eastern part of the state, or shot a raccoon like on Christmas Day or something, and the web page is blocked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody sent me that story too.
Yeah.
And I didn't really.
I wanted to read it, and for some reason, this is not letting me.
Well, that's not right. No, that's not that one. Not that one. No.
Why is this Google thing isn't not working?
I don't know.
Let's see. Raccoon. How about that? Mass. I'm not getting. Are you getting?
I'm looking.
blocked?
I'm trying to find the guy. The story that was sent to me, and I for whatever reason cannot find it. I find that to be quite annoying.
All right. Well, I was going to talk about that, but I can't seem to find the article.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Well, that sucks. I mean, I wanted to tie that into a story with, BJ Calvi.
No, I know what you were trying to do. I totally get it, but if you don't have it, then it's probably not worth reporting.
So here's the gist of the story. It was like Christmas Day or something.
Got it.
You got it?
I got it.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
On Christmas Day, Hopedale police officers responded to reports of a raccoon that was acting erratically in a residential neighborhood. The officers decided the raccoon might be rabid, and while families watched, including children, the officers used the police vehicle to run over the animal several times, eventually crushing it to death. The incident kicked up a firestorm on social media, with many residents criticizing the police for a gruesome display that they deemed cruel, unnecessary, and inhumane. Jane Newhouse, founder of Newhouse Wild Rescue, a Chelmsford-based nonprofit rescue and rehabilitation service with more than 440,000 followers on Facebook, heard from both sides after the incident. People are angry, and understandably, Newhouse said. Even some police officers I've talked to in different towns are pretty horrified to hear about it. There have been some police officers that have reached out to me just expressing that they do find themselves in really tough situations where they don't really know what to do. Their job is to protect the public, but they're not sure how to go about it. There's a gap there. Newhouse wants to fill that education gap. A licensed wildlife rehabilitator for 9 years, Newhouse is reaching out to local police departments, offering to collaborate and instruct officers on how to handle unruly animals. The decision to kill an animal should be an informed one, she says. And, what are you going to do?
Well, they're saying that these officers aren't trained enough to know the difference between like a raccoon that came out of hibernating or might be pregnant or whatever, and so they shouldn't be just randomly killing things. But if you're in a residential neighborhood, would you rather take the chance of having one of your kids get mauled by a rabid animal, or would you rather have somebody just take care of the problem quickly?
Well, even if you had the ability to capture a rabid raccoon, a rabid animal, what are you going to do with that animal? Even if you took him to a facility, the animal would probably be euthanized.
Right.
Most likely. One way or another.
But the problem lies within them not being able to distinct whether this thing is rabid or not rabid. But how are you going to catch it, like you just said? Like, how are you going to collect it without getting injured yourself?
Yeah. I don't really know. This the story does mention the BJ Calvi incident. But
of course it does, because they have to bring that up.
Right. But, what are you supposed to do? If your job is to protect the public and there's an animal that is showing signs of rabies or some other characteristic of some dangerous infectious disease, are you just supposed to let the animal hang out and cause a potential risk to residents?
That's what I'm saying. I think people. I don't know. I know people don't like to see animals get knocked off, if you will.
Right.
They'd rather see them knocked up, if you know what I'm saying.
I get that.
But they don't want. Nobody wants to see a raccoon get killed.
No, of course. Nobody wants to see an adorable woodland creature get injured. But in cases of where that animal poses a risk to the public, well, what's the answer? What are you supposed to do? Just leave it alone? If it bites a kid or an elderly person?
I'm also curious to know, obviously they mentioned children were watching. What? Like through their windows? Like, if something occurred like that, I'd tell my kids, I'm like, all right, just go in your rooms. You don't want to see what's going to be happening here because you kind of have an inkling of what's going on here.
That's assuming the kid is near his house and can go to a room.
Yeah, but I'm saying, was it like the way they described the incident, where they're like, it was like a crowd in the street?
Yeah,
making a circle around the officers while they dealt with the rabid animal or potentially rabid animal?
I don't know.
See, this is why people need to be more detailed in their reporting of these things. The animal has to be killed before they can test it for rabies anyway. Okay? Well, you can't test a live animal for rabies?
You can't look at him and say, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But you know what? We're plumb out of time, so we don't really have
Already? We just started.
I know.
Barely got into it.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today, sunny with a high of 29. It is 1 degree in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
There's nothing. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:51, and Stone Temple Pilots of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Let's see. Sunny with a high of 29. It's, let's see if it's warmed up a little bit. Ooh, it's 7 right now.
Wow. I can almost take the sweater off now.
Oh, yeah. Well, take off that scarf, too. That seems like it's heating you up.
Rock 102's got your big game hookup. Download the Rock 102 app, and why you haven't done that already, I do not know. But then you do it, you click on the banner, and then you enter for your chance to win the big game hookup. Someone is going to win a $200 gift certificate to the Yard Tavern. Caused a lot of damage at that place with $200. A $100 gift certificate to the Tudor House Liquors here in East Longmeadow, and a Ninja Woodfire Outdoor Grill and Smoker, courtesy of Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 60. One winner will be chosen at random on February 6th. Maybe it'll be you. It's your chance to win the big game hookup from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
One guy says, we're talking about the raccoon. There are so many tools to use to capture and transport these animals. You guys are being dumbasses.
I'm sorry. Is this the first time you've ever heard the show?
Well, why don't you go have a heart trap and try it out for yourself?
I've used that
first.
I've used that have a heart trap. Did I tell you about that?
I used one too.
I caught a skunk.
Oh God!
I was trying to catch like woodchucks. I was having a woodchuck problem. I wanted catching a skunk instead, and then the skunk gets caught up in the trap. Yeah. Can't get out. Tries digging himself out of the trap. So it puts his little skunk hands in between, like the metal grate on the bottom.
Yeah.
Filled the thing up with dirt. It was like a skunk and a whole lot of dirt. And at the time, I didn't know, what do you do with a skunk when it's put up in a have-a-heart trap?
Well, you cover it with a blanket.
Right.
Right. And then you go put it somewhere and walk away from it and open the door so it can get out.
So I did.
Yeah.
I didn't do that part. I did cover it up with a towel.
Yeah.
And then I did what everyone should do is you go on the radio show the following day and you beg someone to take this thing off your property
while it's still in the cage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I did, and everyone should be so lucky. I had a guy that actually was into animal removal.
Yeah,
that was his business, and he literally just took the trap, opened it, and the thing ran without spraying him.
See, I did it with the have a heart trap to get a groundhog. This is years ago, and I caught it.
Yeah.
I you put some little cantaloupe in. They love cantaloupe. Those little groundhogs. And he got trapped in the trap, and I was like, okay, well, now I will relocate it, which apparently you're not supposed to do either. I don't even know what the hell you're supposed to do with these things. Everybody's like, yeah, I don't want to kill it, but then you can't relocate it. Well, I took it down the road, right? I went to a secluded area, which was wooded,
right?
And I unleashed the beast. And I told my friend, because it was near his house, I'm like, it's your problem now. And then he wrote back, yeah, well, not really. It's going to be your problem back in a week because it's going to find its way back because you didn't go more than 10 miles away.
Yeah.
And
right.
I only went like 3 miles away. And sure enough, the thing was, and you could tell it was the same one because it had like a distinct mark on its side. And I'm like, this thing made its all the way back. I wound up using cayenne pepper to get rid of them. If you put cayenne pepper around the holes, then they don't like that, and then they will go away, right?
Yeah.
But then, these other mountain people up where I live, the people of the hills, they know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, what you do is you grab that have a heart trap, you catch the animal, and then you dunk it in the Westfield River.
What?
Yeah, they were telling me to kill the animal. And I'm like, I'm not in the business of doing that.
God, no.
Yeah, but that's how they do it up there. These are all the unspoken things about that people do that will never, because they're smart enough not to admit that they did something like that.
But they'll go ballistic if a fireman runs over a raccoon multiple times, and
a rabid raccoon,
and you want him to drown him in a river. Yeah. What's wrong with you people?
I know, they're sick and sadistic. Those people of the hill towns.
They're out of their damn minds is what their problem is.
Then they shoot the deer, and then they leave it out in the back of their pickup truck to show everybody, look what I did.
Wow, look at you.
I killed this thing. This thing was eating berries this morning. Now he's not eating nothing except bullets.
And now I'll be eating him.
Yeah, and then they weigh him at the convenience store in town. It sounds like it's made up, but
it's not made up at all. It's 8:57 at Rock 102.